Let us now see a work example how you can create a schema or how you can convert a ER diagram into a schema. So first of all, we will see about the strong entities. So we know if we follow this ER diagram, there are three strong entities. One is employee, another is department, and another is project. So while converting strong entity, we know that each strong entity will create a single relation in the schema. So let us see the example of employee. Employee is a strong entity, so there will be a relation named employee in the schema, and all the attributes of employee will be the attributes of employee relation in the schema. See here, name is a composite attribute, and the attributes f name, minute, l name, these three composes the composite attribute name. But here you cannot find any attribute called name, because if there is any composite attribute, then we create attributes, or we take those attributes which are the constituents or the elements of this composite attribute. The elements are f name, minute, and l name. So here f name, minute, and l name will be the attribute or the column name, not name. This will not come here, and all the simple attributes will come as normally, and the unique attribute of this strong entity will be the primary key of this in this relation, and we will identify the primary key by the underline. So if there is multiple unique attributes, say there is SSN and there is also employee ID, this is also a unique attribute for employee, we will choose any one between these two and make that as the primary key, and the other one will be a normal attribute. So this is how you can convert the strong entities, and same goes for project. See, there's two attributes, the project name and project number. So here we can choose any one of them as the primary attribute. We don't need both of them to be the primary attribute. So what we can do, we can make one, say project name. So we can make just project name is the primary key of this project relation, which represents the strong entity project. So in the same way, there will be another entity type, which will be another relation, which will be department, will represent the department strong entity. So this is how you can convert the strong entities. So when you see an ER diagram, the first task is to convert the strong entities. Then you will look for weak entities. So we know there's a weak entity, that is dependent, because dependent doesn't have any unique attribute, but it has a partial attribute or partial key name, but it doesn't have a unique attribute. And these weak entities, owner entity is employee, because employee creates a identifying relationship with dependent. So employee is the owner entity and dependent is the weak entity. So how can we convert the dependent entity with this weak entity? So there will be a relation for this weak entity, and all these attribute will be the attribute of this relation. But along with these attributes, the primary key of its owner employee, that is SSN. So SSN will also be an attribute in this relation, and the primary key of this relation will be the combination of SSN and the partial key here, the name. So this is how you can convert the weak entities. So the second step is to convert the weak entities in the relationship in the ER diagram. Then you have to convert the relationships. So let us now see the one-to-one relationship. So we know there are three ways you can convert an one-to-one relationship. The first one is the foreign key approach. So here's one-to-one relationship. Say this one. So this manager's relationship is the one-to-one relationship here. So how you can convert this relationship into the schema? So in this relationship, the entity employee and department, these two entity are have participated in this relationship. So what we will do, if we follow the foreign key approach, say this is the employee relation and this is the department relation, and we will add a new attribute in the department entity, which is a foreign key here, and it will represent or it will refer to the primary key of the another entity, which is employee, the primary key of the another relation. And you can say in this relation there is a relationship attribute. So this relationship attribute will also be added here in this relation where you have added the foreign key. So in this foreign key approach you can convert this relation in this way, and if you follow the merge relationship, then you just merge these two relation into a single relation. And if you follow the cross reference technique, then you will have a employee relation, a department relation, and you will create a new relation for this relationship, which is this managers. So here you will add two foreign keys. One will represent or one will refer to the primary key of one relation, and another will refer to the primary key of another relation. And if there is any relationship attribute like this, then it will be added in this new relation. So in this way, using third technique, you can convert an one-to-one relationship. So the suggestion is, for one-to-one relationship, follow this technique 1, the foreign key approach. This is the best approach for mapping one-to-one relationship. And for one-to-many or many-to-one relationships, you have two options, the foreign key approach and the cross-reference approach. You have only these two options. So let us see an example. Say works for, this is a relation and this is a many-to-one relation, and this relation is between employee and department. So if we follow the foreign key approach, we will add a new attribute which is a foreign key in the employee relation, and it will refer to or point to the primary key of another relation, that is department. But in case of one-to-many or many-to-one, there's one point to remember. You cannot add the foreign key in the department relation. You will add the foreign key with that relation, with that side, which side represents the many participation. That means if you follow this, from employee to department, that is many-to-one, from the department side 1, and from the employee side many. So the foreign key should be added to the employee relation, not the department relation. So this is the technique, because an employee will work for a single department. So you can add a department ID or department name, or you can tag, or you can attach a single department to a single employee. But if you added a attribute, a foreign key here, which would point to employee, then you have to attach more than one employee to a single department, but it breaks the atomicity in the database. So that is why for many to one or one to many relationship, you will add the foreign key with that relation which represents the many constraint. And if you follow the cross reference, just like as before, there will be employee and department relation, and there will be a new relation works, and it will have two attribute, two foreign key. One refers to the employee primary key, and another represents to the department's primary key. So this is how you can convert a one to many or many to one relationship. And see, there's a special type of relationship, that is the recursive relationship, and it is also one to many, or you can say many to one. So in this case, what you will do, you will add a new foreign key in one side of the entity, which will point to the primary key of the another side entity. But in a recursive relation, both sides is actually the same entity. So what will happen, you will add a new attribute, the employee, as a foreign key, and it will refer or point to the primary key of the same relation. So this actually represents a recursive relationship. And for many to many relationship, you just only have one option, that is cross reference. You don't have any other options. Say there's a many to many relationship, it is works on, and it is between employee and project. So there is an employee relation, there is a project relation, and you will create a new relation that is for this relationship, that is works on. And now here there will be a foreign key which will refer to the primary key of the employee, and there will be another foreign keys which will refer to the primary key of the projects. And this is the relationship attributes. So all the relationship attributes will go to the new relation in case of cross reference. So in this way you can convert any many to many relationship. So let us now see how you can convert the multi-valued attributes. So in the department entity, there's an attribute called location which is multi-valued. So you know, for the multi-valued attributes you have to create a separate relation. So see, department will have only name and number. So this will be the department relation, and there will be no more location attribute in this department relation. For location we will have a separate relation, and in this relation there will be a attribute location and a new attribute which is a foreign key here, and which will refer to the primary key of department relation. So this is how you can convert a multi-valued attribute. And in this new relation, both of these, the combination of this foreign key and location, department and location, this combination will be the primary key in this relation, new relation for multi-valued attribute. So this is how you can create a schema from an ER diagram. So if we see the last step, follow all the things, you will find this schema from this ER diagram.